Hello there, how you doing YouTube? This is Mike in Detroit. Um, Got another kind of a review lesson for you today. I'm gonna kind of share some thoughts about why intermediate pianists get in trouble, especially adults. Um, One of the main things they are trying to do is play songs. So I was playing a song when I kind of opened this video. And you say, well, what's wrong with playing songs? Nothing, nothing. But the building blocks are not there. So they're trying to skip over some things and get to songs. This is the point I want to make today. If you have passed the beginning stage and you've gotten to a sound that you like this sound, maybe you've looked at a couple of my other videos and you've got those voicings kind of down and you've got a sound. Let me tell you a progression. It's just the way I did it. I mean, the way a lot of people build up their piano playing skills so it's solid. When you get to sound, when you get to songs, you're solid. Okay, so get your paper and your pencil out. Jot these down. If you really want to be a solid intermediate piano player, and by intermediate, that means you can sit at your church and play every Sunday. You can play Christmas songs, you can play jazz, you can play gospel, you can play pop, rock and roll. There are people who spend their life in this intermediate phase, probably me included. So, the first thing is to learn all 12 major scales and their associated number system. That's the key of C. There's a way to finger it, but you can search the internet for that, or get a book for that. So this is not a lesson on technique. This is a lesson on more music theory. So if I said I'm in the key of C, I need a 6th chord, or I need to get to the 6th chord. If I'm in the key of C and I need to get to the 4th chord, you need to know your scale degrees as well as your scales. Now, real quickly, one way to do it is just say and play. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's one down, 11 to go. D, D flat, E flat, A flat, B flat, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I'm not a big fan of, personally, maybe because I'm old, of cramming things in. I like to remember things more naturally. If I got a gig to prepare for or something like that in 2 days, well, yeah, I gotta cram it in. Or there's 3 songs that I don't know that they're gonna play on Sunday, I gotta cram that in. But in my woodshed time, my time alone in my own studio, I just like to let learning happen more naturally. So let's say I'm in the key of D flat. That's a 1 chord. I can tell by my bass. That's a voicing for a 1 chord. Now that's the 2 chord. When when I get to the 3 chord, that's some kind of F minor. Now, a lot of gospel people will play a 1 over 3 like this. So that's a 1 triad over 3 bass. If you really wanted to get fancy, you can add another A flat to it, like that. Or there's the 4 chord, G flat. Now the 5 chord is a dominant chord. That's one way to do it. Here's another way. Here's that staple 4 over 5 chord sound. 6 chord is a minor. And the 7 chord is a minor 7 flat 5. Now we're back to 1. If you play that enough, it'll start to stick naturally. You don't have to stick your tongue out or put a pencil behind your ear or any of that. Now, voicings we talked about a few videos ago, you don't have to voice them the way I just voiced them. As long as you got some kind of 1 chord. Here's one. Here's another one. I love to throw the 9th in on a major voicing because it just sounds good. So in other words, I'm thinking F minor over D flat. Now, if that was foreign to you, go back and look at a couple of my other videos and I laid that all out for you, okay? So, step number 1, learn every last one of your scales. If I said play D, now say and play. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. If you're not familiar with how a major scale is constructed, let's go back to the key of C. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That formula works for all major chords. Don't count the first one. Now we got whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You can do that from any. Let's take B flat. Now we need a whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That formula works. I think the best thing to do is maybe write out your major scales, make a little chart, a little kind of a spreadsheet kind of chart. Pick a key, maybe pick the easy ones first like C. And when you finish with C, do F. Now, find a voicing for each one of those steps of the major scale. The 1 chord is typically major. The 2 chord is typically minor. 3 chord is also minor. Although in gospel, a lot of people will play a 1 over 3. 4 chord is major. And the 5 chord is a dominant chord. 6 chord is minor. 7 chord is a minor 7 flat 5. Okay? Alright. So, that might take a while. Learn all 12 keys and all the steps, all the number systems in all those 12 keys. The second thing is to get chord voicings. I gave you a couple of them in my previous 3 or 4 videos. If you subscribe and you sift through, I just have a hodgepodge. I have some baby girls, I'm teaching them guitar and piano. But sift through and look for voicings for intermediate pianists, and you'll find them there. They're just money. They're go-to voicing. Okay. Once you have your scale degrees and you have some chord voicings under your belt, the next step, you're still not ready for songs. I know. I know a guy that's been playing 2 weeks and he wants to play Hezekiah Walker. He might learn that song, but in the long run, he's going to wish he did it the right way, build up his skills brick by brick by brick by brick. The next thing you want are chord progressions. So maybe it's a 1-4 chord progression. I come up with different names for these chord progressions based on songs I know. The closer I get to you, the more you make me see. Okay, 1-4, 1. Guy made $2 million off that. 1, 2 to the 4. Back to the 1, to the 4. Now, when you start calling off these progressions by number, now you can shift. There are many benefits. Well, the first of which, you can shift to another key. The closer I get to you, the more you make me see. I just shifted to E flat because I know the 1 and the 4 chord in that key. Another benefit is your ear is going to start following the sound of a 1 to 4 progression. Sometimes it's kind of hiding in there. Here's a 1, and we're going to get to the 4 chord. Okay, so, but to get there, you got to get the sound. Here's a 1 chord, feels like home. Now let's go up a half step. Okay, 1 to 4. Now, I would pick a progression and then take it around a circle of fifths. Before I leave this video, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 progressions that you're going to see over and over and over. Songs just go in patterns. And if you learn these patterns, you really are setting yourself up to both play by ear, and even if you see something like a lead sheet, you can say, well, I already know, I already recognize this pattern. All right. The next thing to know in your build-up to songs, that would be a good title for this video, Build Up to Songs. Don't just play them, build up to songs, is the circle of fourths. Now, search the internet, you might see it as the circle of fifths. You're just going to have to go backwards. I don't know why they call it the circle of fifths. Somebody put it in the comment section. I like to think of it as circle of fourths because I like moving clockwise. So, circle of fourths, because that's the way music moves. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, back to C. circle. Now you can do that in major, you can do that in minor, you can do that in diminished, you can do that in half diminished, augmented, doesn't matter. When you learn a chord voicing, take it around a circle. When you learn a pattern, take it around a circle. Okay, we're 15 minutes in, and hopefully you've jotted down a few notes. You should be in your woodshed. I know you got a song to learn on Sunday. Go ahead, learn your song. But as you build yourself up as a musician, these are fundamental things that pretty much every jazz, gospel, pop, they all got to build this foundation, every last one of us. No shortcuts, no way around it. And it requires a little work. So, we're going to take the song Autumn Leaves. We're not going to play Autumn Leaves, but we're going to steal its progression, right? So, Autumn Leaves is almost like a requisite song because it's a 2-5-1 major. Then to the 4 chord. Then it's a 2-5-1 to its relative minor. Or some people will call that a 7-3-6. Doesn't matter to me what you call it. I like to think of it as a 2-5-1 to its relative minor, to the 6th chord. I'm heading for the 6th chord. Now I'm going to go over that slow in C, and then I'm going to pick it up in the other keys, right? So here's a 2 chord. This is a D minor 9. Now if you looked at this right hand carefully, all that is an F major over D. That gives me a D minor 9 sound. I could have played it here. Those are my 2, A, B, money. I don't care what you call it. If I play it here, that's a D minor 9. All I gotta do is take this note down and change my bass to D to G. Right, that's a G13, by the way, and that leads me to the 1 chord. Now, if you take a look at this right hand, it's nothing but an E minor over C. Could have played it here. Those are my 2 money voicings. Now, before I finish this, make sure you can play that major, that voicing, now let's take these numbers. I don't have the technology for it. On your screen you can see the notes. You see in my left hand I'm playing octaves. I can put the 5th in. That's my left hand. In my right hand I got B, D, E, G. Switch that to numbers. That's a 7, 9, 3, 5 voicing. Now, what if I wanted to play that chord in F? Still a 7, 9, 3, 5 voicing. What if I wanted to play that in B flat? It is still a 7, 9, 3, 5 voicing. How about E flat? It is still a 7, 9, 3, 5 voicing. You see how it works? So, here we go. Major chords are in a circle. Now, if the voicing gets too low, like if I had played that here, that's acceptable. But you feel free to move it up an octave if it gets too slow. Every last voicing I'm playing is a 7, 9, 3, 5 voicing. Here's B, here's E, here's A, here's D, here's G, and we're back where we started from. you should be able to do that. If you can't, woodshed that until you can. Now this voicing is very nice because what if you got a bass player in your band? Well, this voicing can be switched to your left hand. Now we have a rootless voicing, but I covered that in my other videos, so I won't dwell on that here. But the value of this voicing or this one, make sure you can play it on either hand, because that might free up your right hand. And I gave you some chord voicings or a triad or to put in the right hand. Let's say if I go here and I put a fifth on top of that, that bass player's doing this, and I put a fifth on the fifth, like a G triad on. Oh, I have something that's just delicious. Anyway, I think I covered a lot of that before. So, all your major voicings. Now, we got to do the same thing with minor voicings. There's still 7, 9, 3, 5 voicings, but the 7 is flat, and so is the third. Okay, take those all the way around the circle. Another way to do it, let's stay with minor chords just for a second, just to show you what a woodshed session would look like. Let's say if I'm playing C minor. Take it up. 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 I'm back where I started. Let's take it down. That's what you call woodshedding. And I'm telling you, if believe me, if you do that enough, you are building the foundation that songs are going to come a lot easier. Now, some people say, well, that's kind of boring. Well, sorry. If you want to make it more interesting, put a drum track on. However you want to do it, make it more interesting. I do like drum tracks more than metronomes. Metronomes really are kind of boring, but these are foundational things you want to be doing, not just going from song to song to song, because I know a lot of people who've been playing a lot longer than I have, and they never put this foundation down. Back to Autumn Leaves. Now, Autumn Leaves goes 2-5-1 to the 4 chord, and then 2-5-1 to the 6 chord, or 7-3-6. There's a B minor 7 flat 5. That's the 7 chord. That's an E7 sharp 5 sharp 9. An A minor 9. So, here is the coup de grace exercise. If you can do this, you got a good foundation going on. Here's key of C. 2, call them off. 2, 5, say those numbers out loud, your mind is filing the sound. You're going to play by ear so fast. You're going to say, oh, if you don't file it a certain way, you can't retrieve it the same way. So file it by numbers. 2, 5, 1, 4. 7. You want to call it a 736? Let's do it. 7. Take this up to here. I'm still on an A minor 9. Now watch this. I just dropped a minor. I said minor, 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 A flat minor to a G minor. Now I'm in the key of F. I'm following the circle of fourths. I'm on the 2 chord of F. Here's the 5 chord of F. And here's the 1 chord of F. What's the 4 chord of F? B flat is. Now I need a 736 in F. Now, look at that. That's the 6 chord in F, but that's the same as the 2 chord in C. I'm telling you, we're going to recycle, rewash, wash, rinse, repeat these same chords over and over again. Now watch this. On the 2 chord in B flat, because B flat is the next key after F. Now I'm on C minor 9. Here's an F9, and here's a B flat 2 5 1. What's the 4 chord? E flat. Now I need a 736. Which is G minor. So, well, wait a minute. Wasn't that the 2 chord in F? Yep, same chord. Wash, rinse, repeat. Here we go. Drop 2 minor chords and we're going to go around a circle again. Now I'm on F minor. If I want to fancy that up, we can get to that later. Are you following me? 2 chord. 5 chord to the 1 chord to the 4 chord. Now we need a 736 in E flat. These all voicings have the same numbers, just a different key. Now I'm on the 6 chord of E flat. Drop it again. Let's take it up. Drop it. Now, I can keep doing that exercise. It's just so foundational until I get to all the keys. Now I'm on a 2 chord, but I'm now in the key of D flat. Now I need a 736 in D flat. No problem. Drop it again, 2 minors, I'm going to be in G flat. Then I'm going to go around all the sharp keys. Just to save time on the video, I won't do it, but I think you get the idea. If you don't rewind this over and listen to it over and over again. Now, once you do this exercise, now you want to pull out a key that's giving you trouble. Maybe A flat. Maybe you're singing along and you're in the key of A flat. A flat, a lot of gospel songs are in A flat. Okay, so I've done my foundational work. I know I'm in the key of A flat. I need a 2 chord. Don't even have to think about it. I know the sound of a 2-5-1 in A flat. I I know where the 4 chord is in A flat. I know I need to get to the 6 chord. Now I'm on F minor, which is the 6th chord of A flat. If you do that exercise, what have you accomplished? A lot. Your ear is going to develop. It's going to tune. When you hear a song on the radio and you hear something like, you say, "Oh, how nice! That's some kind of 2-5-1." I don't know if it's a 2-5-1 going home or it's a 2-5-1 going to the 4 chord. I have to establish the key for that. But I know that sound. I know it. I don't care what key I play it in. Doesn't matter to me. The sound is the same. That's the sound of a 2-5-1. Here's the sound of a 7-3-6. Here's the sound of a 7-3-6. If you keep saying 7-3-6 when you hear that sound, eventually they're gonna join up. They're gonna lock up. You're gonna say, "I know that sound. I know that sound." There are probably 10, 12, 15 chord progressions that are just recycled over and over again, and I just gave you 2 of them. A 2-5-1. Well, I gave you 3 of them. A 2-5-1. Then I gave you a 1-4. That's the closer I get to you. And then I gave you a 7-3-6 or 2-5-1 to minor. Autumn Leaves uses all 3 of those. All 3 of those. That's enough to chew on for today. But you definitely want to listen for chord progressions and then take them around the keys. Don't get stuck in one key or stuck in. Even little simple songs have progressions. Even little simple songs, you're usually going to find them on the 1 chord or the 4 chord or the 5 chord. Even simpler songs, find the progression and then put a number to that. Because what if you want to play it in a different key? Or once you know your number system, then you are becoming. Now, before I close out this video, a special note to my gospel friends out there. So if we're not, you gospel people, God bless you. God bless you. Because you have a challenging job to do. And if you've played in any kind of church, you know, if you're a minister of music or you're just getting started and you're just trying to hold on, plus you got to deal with people's personalities and all kind of stuff. The other thing is unrehearsed stuff will happen to you every Sunday. You got your Sunday all planned. You've done your work. You've been inside your home studio or you snuck in the back door of the church and you practice and you get to church on Sunday and all kind of stuff just unexpected just starts to happen. The other thing is, let's say you're playing a song. I love you, Lord, today. That's a 5-1 progression. Here comes the 736 again. I happen to be in the key of D flat, by the way. Here comes another 251 to the 4 chord. Gospel walk up. I'm on the 5 chord to the 6 chord. 6 chord likes to go to the 2 chord. Now you think the song is over. Somebody's gonna get up and start talking. Quiet down a little bit. Just a little bit of the scale. I'm thinking a 4 chord, 2, 3. Now this is the way the gospel people like to do it. They'll play a 1 over 3 bass. Here's the point I'm making. In the club, when the song is over, it's over. At church, when the song is over, you got background to play. Somebody might be reading the announcements, or somebody might be... And if the background gets too good, the song might bust out again. So, God bless you, church musicians, because you gotta be light on your feet, your head on a swivel. So when you are, let's say, I Love You Lord Today is on the menu to play. Make sure you know the D flat scale. See, I'm in D flat, I want to go to the 4 chord. Okay. I want to go back to the 1 chord. To the 4 chord. In other words, make sure you explore that key fully. Here's a 1 chord, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Now chord progressions are just a couple of chords put together. Usually around, it's either 1, 4, 5, like the old school songs, 1, 4, 5, bluesy, or circle songs, or scale songs. It's one of those 3. Music, after a while, gets a little predictable. Sometimes it skips one, like a 1, 3, 4 is a common progression. Anyway, just by way of review, sorry for the length. think this is a little bit longer video. Uh, I guess what's on my mind today is in your woodshed, forget about songs. Build up a repertoire. First, learn all your scales. Learn the number system. Learn the circle of fourths. Get some good, solid voicings that you can just go to. And then get some chord progressions. I gave you 3 or 4 of them today. Take them around all the keys. Now you're ready to play some songs. All right, that's enough for today. Any questions, throw them in the comment section. If you like more of this kind of content, absolutely, it's absolutely free, so why not? And I hope it helps someone out there. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.